Hello. Welcome back. I am Andrea B. New channel name. So you'll see the earlier videos. You'll hear me say, "Welcome to Mirror Thought." Well, I decided to change it because I am not the only creative person that used that name. It's fine. I would just rather use my name because it's me, it stands out. There's only one me, and we'll work with that for now. So, thank you for tuning in today. It is Friday for me. Happy day to you. And I will jump in today with learning to be present and living for today. This is really, really important because I think so often we, myself included, people in general tend to live for tomorrow and the future. And sometimes it removes our ability to be present and live for today. And I will open today's message with a Bible verse, which is Matthew 6:34, which says, so, and this is the NLT translation. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. So, the reason this is so important is because if we are so future oriented, we can miss out on the gems that today bring, the experiences of today, and the lessons that we are supposed to take from today's lessons. Now, some planning for tomorrow is necessary. I get that. And there's a way to do it that removes the worry. If you're worried about tomorrow, tomorrow's not here. Now is here. You're here now. So, again, tomorrow will worry about itself. And what healthy planning looks like is asking yourself, what can I do today to get to what I want to do tomorrow? So many examples. You may have to take notes. Get ready. So, let's say you want to go to the store tomorrow. You say, I'm going to drive to the store. Okay, great. Nice plan. Maybe you have to get something important, whatever it is. But you know you want to drive to the store. Okay, well, you don't have a car. All right, no problems. Guess what? You don't have a car? That's not the only option. Brainstorm. How can you drive to the store? Well, what if you say, I want to get a car? All right, great. Wanting to get a car is not a problem. How will you do that so that you can get to the store tomorrow? That's the question you need to ask yourself. That's how you need to break it down. Even if you driving isn't the desire, are you going to take a cab? Are you going to phone a friend, family member, whatever service to get to that end goal of going to the store? That is what healthy planning looks like. And that way of thinking shifts your perspective to look at all the possibilities you have to get where you want to go. Now, why this is so important is that you get to look at the control that you have. There are so many things in this world beyond our control, and it's so grounding to look at the things that you can take control of, the things that you can do again to get to where you want to go. Now I'll use a personal example. When I started working out, I would say I want to do a workout that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. And I'd explore what that looks like. And for example, lifting weights, something I can do. And then I went to 80 years old and 90, and I'm thinking, am I going to want to lift weights for the rest of my life? What am I going to do when I'm 80 and 90? And can I still lift the weights that I'm lifting now? And that freaked me out because it hindered me from starting today. I'm so focused on what I will be able to do when I'm 80 and 90. God willing, I get there. See, God willing, I get there. I have to get there first. And I'm already thinking of what I will be able to do if I can. That hindered me from doing the workouts that I actually enjoy. And by removing that block, that mental block, it reminded me to start with today. Well, if I want to lift weights today, if I want to work out today, start today. Because who knows if my 80 or 90-year-old self would want to lift weights. Maybe I'd be a figure skater by then. I may change my mind. It's okay to change, but to have that level of attachment to say, whatever I do today, I want to hold on to it for the rest of my life. That desire, again, the desire to do things is not the problem. It's how do we fulfill that desire? What does that look like? Now, I won't say all desires are good. Um, you decide. I trust that you know that some things that you may want may not be the best thing to want for yourself. We I can spend days going down that rabbit hole of what some of those things may be. However, the desire to work out is to take care of myself, to use my body. God gifted it to me, so using it to honor Him and to serve and do what's in His will, that's a good desire for me. And another example, which I think, so this is getting more into the attachments that I spoke about, because before I get into the second example, I'll work on this personal experience a little bit more. So, what I become fixated on is finding something that works for me and wanting to cling to it for the rest of my life. And the fear that it causes to imagine living without that thing, as if I didn't live without it before I got here. And so now, this second example, which may apply to you, going to the store and you see an item you want to try, buy one, get one free. Okay, great. Nice deal, possibly. Why not? You buy one, you get one free. You want to try it. Cool. Now, if this is the first time that you are trying to do something, maybe not piling up that item because you're just trying it. How do you know if you're going to like it? Try it first, get one. Now, if it's free, excuse me, that you can still leave it there. But if it's free, you may be inclined to grab it. So maybe there's a 2 for $5 deal instead. We'll work with that example. Now, you don't have to get both. Yes, it's 2 for $5, looks like a nice deal. However, maybe you want to walk out with one and save some money. Now, trying it first to see if you like it. If you don't like it, great. You don't have a second one there that you spend money on. But if you do like it, go back and get more. But wait, here is where the fear comes in. What if it's not there when I get back? What if it costs more when I get back? What will I do? Well, let's explore those options. What if it's not at that store when you go back? Is there another store? Will it be back at that store? Explore those options. Requires waiting, requires looking around, requires patience. Patience. Great skill to practice. It's not always easy. We'll talk more about that. Second option, help me. Second option, it's not at the store, or what if it costs more? Okay, great. Maybe not great because I, I like saving money. Maybe you do too. If it costs more though, you get to ask yourself, am I willing to spend more to get this thing? Because guess what? You don't have to. It's all up to you. There's that control again. So, the reason that level of attachment can be harmful is because, again, it's a projection on, it comes from fear, but it's also a projection on your future. You projecting what you may want. You don't know what you'll want until you get there. Now, if this is an item that you typically buy, you know you enjoy, buy it up if you can afford it. These are things that I'm talking about that you're just doing for the first time. Here's another personal example. In 2021, I tried aerial yoga for the first time. I have no desire to ever do it again. It was a cool experience, nothing bad. I just, it's not my preference, and I'm okay with that. Now imagine if I went to one class and purchased a package for 20 classes and 30 classes before trying it. If I could get a refund, great. If not, I'd be stuck taking 20, 30 classes of something I don't enjoy. So, starting with where you are today, asking yourself, what is it that I want? How can I get there? Now, another reason why this is important is because there's a desire. There are a lot of things in this world that we are told we should do, and we're mindlessly doing things that we don't want to do. Going back to working out. Do you want to work out? Yes, great. If not, you don't have to. Now, what I see often is people not celebrating their progress along the way. If you if you're saying, I should work out 30 minutes a day, and beating yourself up for not working out 30 minutes a day, maybe tune it back a bit. Ask yourself, why am I saying I should work out 30 minutes a day? Do I want to? No. Maybe that message came from someone else. But if you do want to, okay, how can you get there? Because in order to get to 30 minutes, you have to start with 1, 5, up until you get to 30. But if you're so focused on, I have to do this 30, you're not celebrating and looking at the small moments that build up to the 30. Because it's not just 30 minutes, there's 1 second, 5 seconds, 30 seconds that are all adding up. And when you break down time that way, you can see how much time goes into a lot of what we do throughout the day. Sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it goes slow. And I can use another person example. I was talking with a friend recently. I just got into running more, and I said I could probably do an ultra marathon, but do I want to? No. I don't see myself running for that long. I forget how long. I think it's over 26 miles. Could I do it? Sure. There's more that I want to do in my day outside of running, so I am okay with not running that long. That is what I mean by having a desire. Now, if someone told me I should do it, it's just a suggestion, it's just their opinion. Nothing wrong with them having their opinion. However, I know that I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. And in life, there are sacrifices, there are challenges, but I think when we look at all of the control that we have, we may be able to find more that we want to do that we actually enjoy, and redefining what you want to do. Because, as I said earlier, working out for me could be lifting weights. Maybe working out for you is going for a walk. There's so many ways to be active, and redefining that in a way that works for you, in a way that you enjoy. And removing those unhealthy attachments, because going back to that store example, you may find an item that you absolutely love, but remember, you had a life before that product, and if that product isn't available, hopefully you find comfort in knowing that you have a life outside of that product. And I think that will bring your awareness back to the one that gave you life in the first place. And that level of attachment may sound scary, but what it means is you're willing to say, God, if this thing is no longer in my life, thing, person, whatever it is, remove it. As long as I have you, I am fulfilled, because God fulfills our needs. He gives us what we need. He will fulfill the desires of our hearts that align with His will for our lives, that align with His word, His goodness. So, removing those attachments allows you to accept that you may lose some things, you may lose people. It may not feel good. It doesn't have to feel good. And life goes on. There's no promise of how long your life will go on. However, as long as you are alive today, right here, right now, there is time for you to do more for yourself in order to get to that outcome that you are hoping for. So, as I said, practicing patience is the best thing, because time is going to do what time does. You can't rush it, so why not be here? Why not accept the things that you cannot change? Why not accept the things that you cannot control? If you can learn to do that, I absolutely believe, I want to promise you that you will feel good. And I'm actually going to promise you that because I know how it feels for me. And when I first had the realization of releasing that control, I felt a weight off, felt a weight off. And it feels good because, again, it reminds me of what I can control, me. And everything that goes on in here, what I feed myself, what I put into my body through all outlets, and what I do with this body, I have control. So that is everything that God put on my heart today. May have been heavy. It felt heavy when I first came up with this topic to discuss. I knew that I would have a lot to share. I know that there are so many ways to apply this. Maybe I use some examples that you don't relate to. You don't have to. However, I hope that you can take the important themes from this message and apply it to your life however you need to. Maybe you know someone that can learn something from this. Share and like this video if you want to. If you learn something from it, feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe as well so that you can get notifications when I upload new videos. Other than that, I'm going to take a sip of the drink for today. Nice smoothie, apple, apple kale kiwi smoothie king. I'm not paid to say all this. I pay for the smoothie to enjoy and to share with you all. So they didn't pay me to say this. I just got it because I want a smoothie. So I will conclude here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will, it's weird to say I will see you in the next video because I'm very literal sometimes. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you will tune in into the next video. In the meantime, take great care of yourself. And remember to live for today. Cherish each moment that you have because we all know that time is not something that we get back and it's also not guaranteed. So be grateful. Don't be entitled with time. We all say, oh, I got time. I got time. Yes, the time that you have is right here, right now. So take advantage of it. Do your absolute very best with the time that you have now. Bye bye.